What is going on? Guys, gals, aliens, and DGen freaks, welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, I show you guys how to keep calm during the short-term bearishness. I try and give you some of the levels that we can kind of foresee in the charts here, but we got some breaking news here according to LMP that Julian Assange is free, like he's out of prison and he's not being thrown into a back of another van to go into another box or a prison or to be extradited. I don't know. We have to see this breaking news. We have not been on our phones. We've been hanging out with the fam. We haven't been, dialed into the mega media mainframe that is our world. But let's see what's happening. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna see it's breaking news. So we're gonna go and check this out. There's some other breaking news that Trump is supposedly in talks of showing up at the Nashville Bitcoin conference and is going to be speaking there. So that's some breaking news as well. We have Bitcoin retraced all the way down below $59,000. And it has bounced off of those levels, so we're going to go and look at that as well. And, man, I'm just realizing why I'm blind as a bat. I don't have my glasses, so I might have to go and grab my glasses here before we get the show started, or I'm going to be like... I knew I was feeling a little weird. I might have been, like, pushing up in imaginary glasses. But I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Let me make sure everything... let me know if everything sounds okay, sounds good. And we're going to get into it. So real quick, we're just going to go right into the Bitcoin chart here and the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin is sitting at $60,300. So it looks like we got a liquidity low all the way down to 58,000. And this could be the bounce level. We do have a good bullish divergence here that formed on the RSI. We got a little bit more money flow. There could have been some really key whale buyers at these levels. And so the only other level that we could be seeing that I have marked here is 49,000, which is the previous levels of where we broke out of on, I'll show you guys here. We had this wedge. We had this descending wedge here. This bull flag is where we ended up breaking out to get us into this market structure that was previous and very similar to what happened in the last market. All right, so LMP is saying Julian Assange is on his way out of the UK. That is wild. He needs to be massively protected. We'll just say that. I mean, that's an obvious thing, but hopefully he's well protected. And wild. That's wild. All right, so yeah, can you tag me in it? Tag me in your post, and we'll pull it up. Tag me in your post, and we'll pull it up in just a little bit. We'll throw it in with the news. We're going to do a little bit of market overview. We're going to do some Bitcoin analysis. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you didn't get wrecked. I got a little wrecked on the market movement. I was speculating just to be open and transparent. We were speculating of breaking out a little bit better off of this descending 4-hour wedge, and so we were a little bit more leaning more towards the side of being bullish instead of bearish. And we said, look, if price does start sliding down into this purple box range, longs will get wrecked. And so we had a longs get wrecked box basically mark the level where Bitcoin just on the daily basically did a daily candle and just absolutely crushed through the floor. Like as if Bitcoin stepped into an old decrepit house and stepped right on that wood floor and went straight through it and hit down into a dusty basement. And so it got pretty nasty. But look at the wick though. Look at the wick on this. The wick is nice. The wick is nice, but we still got to look on the daily. Like, how are we going to go through the rest of the week here? Are we going to break down even more and scare the crap out of people? Or was this the bounce? If you're looking at the 4-hour, you would say, okay, this was the bounce. So it's looking good on the 4-hour, but I would say we got to give this some more time. this could be one of those instances where, hey, are we going to get another 10-15% to clear a good 30% retracement to the downside? Because me and Mr. M were talking about it this morning on the Moon Show, and that, you know, from the high, from our high, if we were to go from the high here, a 30% move to the downside would be at 51,000. And now this would be, and that would be a clear support level at 50,006. The next level that I would be looking at would be 50,600 or 700, around in this range, right in here. If you're looking at it right here. Very, very key level. But what's so interesting is when you're looking at this on the weekly chart, all of a sudden, I don't know, a MAGA Pepe starts coming up. Drinking a big cup and handle, a steamy cup of coffee. But to kind of finish the Bitcoin analysis here, we'll go to this chart right here is where we think Bitcoin is going to go. We think Bitcoin is going to go to $150,000 per Bitcoin. Put this on the, is this on the daily? No, we need to put this on the weekly so then Santa can kind of reveal himself a little better. I don't know what happened here. It's getting a little too, there we go. There we go. But yeah, we think we're going to have a $125,000, between $125,000 and $150,000 Bitcoin before we get to Christmas. And why do we think that? Well, I think we're going to go off of 2020 and also 2017, where we have a massive October, November, and December. We're going to have a little bit of consolidation ending the month of June. And then I think July and August, we'll see how the rest of July goes. But if we keep getting a little bit more breakdown and we clear and we reset the RSI for the end of June, then going into July, we could have the recovery in July, and that's how we can get a green July and August. Then we get the cool off in September, a retracement, and then so we would have red June, 2 greens, July, green July, green August. Then we have a red September, because it just would correlate with these prices here. And then we have a green October, November, and December going into that price prediction for Bitcoin. And so that, for me, if you are feeling late to the game, if you're feeling like you got kind of shaken out a little bit, if you feel like you got distracted by all of these new coins that have been listed, there's all kinds of things that we've had that hit the breastplates, hit the shield, hit all the stuff when you're in the battle of crypto. Pop, pop. You know, you're just like, it's a player versus player sometimes, and a lot of the times I will tell you, you're versus yourself. It's a lot of the times you v you, because you are the one that is going to ultimately break your strategy. And that is where you're going to ultimately get wrecked by yourself. I think that's how people get wrecked the most, is by themselves. You're your own worst enemy sometimes when it comes to trading and when it comes to your strategy, unless you are very convicted and you are determined to learn your lessons and make sure that if your strategy works, you're going to stick to it. And hopefully that strategy is that you are to make consistent gains. Yeah, so I've noticed that when I break my strategy, when I break my rules, is the moment I start to either lose money or I flip around too much and something goes wrong. And when I know that I'm following my strategy, which I've explained this to you guys on the channel, the strategy, and when I stick to it, even 80%, if you're like 80-20, like a nice 80-20 burger, something like that, you know, even 85% of sticking to your plan or your strategy can be the difference of a lot, like a lot of gains or no gains at all. Even because once you start being reckless and you start letting things slide a little bit, and that's where you start to see things change. And just write down and make note of where it changed. Like where did you divert? Where did it change? You know, because you can't blame the market a lot of the times, because the market will kind of give you those signs. And it's up to where, was my strategy sound enough to be able to withstand it if you are a trader? Now, I'm talking in terms of trading. If you're a buy holder, you don't care what's happening. If you are a person who just DCAs and holds crypto, then you don't care. You're just going to buy. So in these opportunities, when you have blood in the streets, is where you're like, yo, let's buy these coins up, whatever it may be. And you know, we don't tell you what to buy on this channel. We just we're leading the horses to the proverbial crypto pond, and then you can slurp up some of these bubbles and, you know, make your own decisions. But on the hourly, you can see, something interesting with Core. So Core actually got listed on Coinbase, so now you can send, receive, and trade Core on Coinbase. That's pretty cool. Brett up 2%. A lot of the coins we've talked about. Yeah, we tell you what not to buy. Well, I think we're at least fairly good at trying to follow what other really good blockchain explorer navigators, we call them the blockchain investigators, the people that are really good at using Etherscan, and they know how to read a blockchain. Not to say we don't. I mean, we know how to go into it, but I mean, these people, they go deep. You know, they go way in, and they end up figuring out, like, okay, this is what it is. And so yeah, we try to do our best, or at least show you. And but if you look at the chart, a lot of the times the chart will reveal itself as well. You'll know if it's a rug pull, or if it's a project that's just like, look at the chart. Sometimes you're be surprised about the chart. You're like, oh, that chart actually looks good, looks decent. Like, how does this chart look so good? All right, so LMP bought more render, link, plus some gaming. Nice. I'll tell you what, guys, I haven't been able to buy very much of anything. I feel like sometimes, I don't want to say it, but I want to break the curse of when the market dips is when the dry powder is not available. And I'm like, come on. Where's all the dry powder at? The dry powder is there whenever the market is just, you know, crushing it. You're like, it's a little hot right now. But yeah, these are always like, it's always great. Like, yeah, when the market goes down, it's actually a great opportunity if you're just in it for the long term, because the bull run, you get it, run, not sideways, not like, no, bull run. We're not in a bull run yet. We're still kind of like in the second quarter. We still got like the third and fourth quarter, and then the bonus round, the bonus inning. That's kind of how I'm viewing this. Is like we're in like this. We're getting like the first, second quarter. We still got the rest of we got the like U.S. election. We got the president. You know, United States presidential election coming up. This like in 5 months, and then that's gonna finish out our third and fourth quarter. Then we're gonna go into the bonus inning, the bonus round, which I think is going to be the first quarter of 2025, where we see the ground floor start to reset itself on where the floor is. Do you get what I mean by that? Like where the floor is set, almost like NFTs. Like, hey, you know, the punks, they were like a set, you know, the floor, it's at 15 ETH. You ain't going to be able to get in unless you got 15 ETH. So I think that's what's going to happen with Bitcoin. It's like, hey, floor is set. It's 80K. You're not going to be able to get Bitcoin at any cheaper prices below 80K. And if you're going to have to wrap your head around that, because that might actually be a reality where those prices of Bitcoin are like bye-bye. And I really kind of like Ran from Crypto Banter. He tweeted and he said, I feel like the Mt. Gox thing is always the thing that they pull out of the hat every time the market starts to get really juicy, and then they pull that out as a major FUD, and it's just like, I feel like they do that with Tether as well. It's like right when whenever there's like these things coming out with MT Gox, Tether, you know, someone gets sued or whatever, then you let that cool off a little bit, and then you enter in, because that's when it's like, when people are like trying to spread the fear through the market, that's like the reverse psychology. That's when you go in. That's when it's just get an umbrella, you know, for the blood. But good evening, everyone. Welcome. So shout out to Yoga with the Omi. Shout out to LMP. Shout out to Crypto Beehive. Shout out to Sen. Shout out to everyone who is here. Really do appreciate you guys. And so let's kind of go through a little bit of the news here. We got a couple tweets here. Kendu Inu apparently has a song, so we're going to listen to it. It's not an unofficial song. I don't know. We haven't actually listened to it yet. We were going to be surprised as just as you guys. So we'll see what it sounds like. Give me just a second. Make sure like headphone users don't get wrecked. Hold on. I don't know what's going on here. Oh. What's going on, Crypto G? Okay, let's see. There we go.
Gonna let us down. He's a Chad, he will take us to the moon. Daniel sold, tiny paper hands he was out. Oh, he was down. Now he's crying in his bed, why I sold. He is scoping out his head, he was early at a Chad. Now he missed out on a bag. We are Chads and we are traders.
What the hell, man? What the hell? Never gonna let us down. Wow.
He was early at a Chad, now he missed out on a bag. We are Chads and we are Chadets.
Oh my god. I just got rolled. Guys, I just got Rick rolled. I just got rolled. Hard. Damn. They got me. They got me good. Why'd they have to use me? Why'd they have to use my name?
We don't gamble, we just work. Can do we don't gamble, no, we work. To the moon, to the moon, to the moon, we shall go. Miyazaki is our dad, and he calls us all a G. Miyazaki, yes, we love you, yes, we really fucking do. You're dad, and we love you like our dad. We are your sons, we are your daughters, we will never let you down. Kendrick Black was so cool, but he let us all down. Now he's elected for the mayor of Cooktown. To the admins, we all love you, you are always working hard. You are Josh, Dan, Jack, Switch, Lonico, Lohan, Ox, Cliff, and Kevin, Mike.
Oh my gosh. Damn it. All right. All right. I got you, Kendu. I got you. I see you. Yeah, I mean, Core made it into Coinbase. I mean, how? Come on, Brett's up next. Just wait, guys. I got Rick rolled by the Kendu Inu team. Damn it. All right. Let me load up this article. I just here we go. All right. Julian Assange has reached a plea deal with the U.S., allowing him to go free. Let's go. Let's go. Let me see news. Let's check this out. He's been held in a prison outside London for the last 5 years, fought extradition to the United States. He is expected to return to Australia. I mean, this is huge news. I mean, this is great. All right, so let's see. Yeah, guys, LMP is asking everyone in the chat, what did you buy? Did you buy anything today? What did you scoop up? I'm curious. What did the dojo community scoop up? What did you scoop up? All right, U.S. charges against Assange stem from one of the largest publications of classified information in American history, if you guys weren't familiar, which took place during the first term of Barack Obama's presidency starting in late 2009. And according to the government, Assange conspired with Chelsea Manning, a military intelligence analyst, to disclose tens of thousands of activity reports about the war in Afghanistan, hundreds of thousands of reports about the war in Iraq, hundreds of thousands of State Department cables and assessment briefs of Guantanamo Bay detainees using his WikiLeaks website, and much, much, much more. Emails, pictures. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. I mean, just wild. And so court documents reviewing Assange's plea deal were filed Monday. Assange has been held in a high-security Belmarsh prison on the outskirts of London for the past 5 years. And so Assange's WikiLeaks published hacked emails from the Democratic National Committee that upended the 2016 presidential race. Russian intelligence officers were subsequently indicted in connection with the hacking in 2018 in a case brought by then Special Counsel Robert Mueller. So, extremely strong and powerful in his denial that the Russians interfered in the 2016 election to help him win. At a joint news conference with then presidential Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin days later, Trump contradicted the indictment in the intelligence community, saying that Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial that Russians interfered in the 2016 election to help him win. All right. So there's some things moving around. There's some things boiling in the pot. People were saying, it's interesting. They were saying that this is the year of the truth. The truth being unveiled. We see a lot of these, so it's very ironic and not ironic. It's a synchronicity that Julian Assange is set free during this year of the truth being set free. And so think about the alien talks. Think about how open now Patrick Bet-David is having Billy Carson on his podcast, and then having David Greer just recently on his podcast, talking about aliens, talking about all this stuff, disclosure, secret documents, all these things. You know, you gotta start to think that we're being soft played into a very. I think it's already happened. The deals, the inner workings, the 100-year, 200-year, 500-year plans these people have. Like we plan out like. I bet you're lucky if you're so busy that you have planned out your next 5 years. I bet you even haven't. But and some people don't. But I wanted to have my like next like 10 years planned out. Like what's my 10-year plan? What's my 15-year plan? What's my 20-year plan? What am I going to be thinking about what I'm doing in the next 20 years? Like this is how these people think. They think like deep. Like they're like 500 years down the line, like lineage. Because they understand something. You know what they understand? You know what they understand? I don't even want to say it because then it's just. Why do you think these people have such long-term plans? Maybe they understand something that the religious texts have been trying to tell us, the prophets have been trying to tell us this whole time, is that you just might live again. You just might be born again. And the reason that these families that are in power have 500-year plans. You don't think they know this? 1,000-year plans. Nicholas Flamel type stuff. Jesus talked to it. Yeshua, Jesus, Jesus. He knew. He knew about it. That was his whole message. Christ consciousness. I will be born. I will come again. You will be born again through me. Christ consciousness. It's pretty wild, guys. So, like, then you have to think about. Okay, so this is we can caveat this, guys. Check this out. We can caveat this with crypto. Why do you want to hold digital crypto? Why would you want to have wealth stored in the digital realm? Well, that's where our money's going. Our money's not going to be a piece of paper. It's going to be boom on a phone. It's going to be, they're going to scan your eyes real quick. They're going to, if you're going to be as crazy as to get a chip in your brain or in your body, it's just going to be like, it'll just scan, you just scan it. You got your whatever, your CBDC all linked up. But no, here's what's really going to break you free is you have already implemented into this strategy and you know that's where we're going. So you start accumulating Bitcoin for the 10-year, 15-year, 20-year plan. Like way more of a 401k strategy than you realize. And it is a major hedge for your entire wealth of your family. So when Michael Saylor starts to get that deep and he starts to use all these analogies and he starts to use all of this language about like how you don't understand that when you own a piece of Bitcoin now, it's like buying a piece of Manhattan in the 1800s or the in the 1910s, 1920s, and then holding that piece of property through your family, say you bought a block in Manhattan, and he uses this analogy, and now that is like one of the highest prime real estates, but like that is such a high value. And then same with beach property, beachfront property, is probably, You know, you could probably get, you were able to probably get a beachfront property like back in the, 1910 or 1920 for maybe like a couple $100,000. And now those go for like a couple of million, they go for millions. So, but you have to think about the rate of inflation though, but because that's caveated with it as well, is the rate of inflation and how much all of this property and all this stuff and all the risk and all the things that you have to do that goes into it to keep up the property and all the things and those types of assets. If you have gold, if you have silver, you got to hold it. It's heavy. You can't take it with you, but if you want to have someone else store it, you got to be able to trust them to store it, but then they're going to charge you a fee for it, so then you don't know if you're going to be able to keep it. This is why Bitcoin can go on something like this. You could take it cross border. If you got a friend that lives in South America or in Germany or the Netherlands or freaking anywhere, Asia, China, Japan, Taiwan, everywhere, Ireland, Australia. Put a thumbs up. Put some emojis if I just said where you're from. But you can send it anywhere. You can send it to anyone, anywhere, anytime. And so I think, and not just Bitcoin, but Bitcoin. We obviously use it as the example for the supply and demand mechanism that is built into it. But we could also say that with Doge, do that with Doge. Yeah, oh God, it's almost like you don't even want to go near the backwind of the Clintons, because I feel like it's just like death is just like behind them. Like it just follows them wherever they go. And it's freaky. It's freaky. It's really freaky, guys. I would not want to be on the back wind of the Clintons. Holy moly. Holy moly. All right, so speaking of Michael Saylor, we've done this TA before. This is when they implemented their Bitcoin strategy, and then this is what happened with their stock price, but then you correlate that with the Bitcoin price. It was a major move to the upside because it took about 6 months. They implemented it right near the halving. So if you go into, they said, look, they implemented their strategy in August of 2020. And if you go August of 2020, look at that. They timed that so well. They timed it so well. Look at that. At any point, if they were accumulating right here, but which they did, look at that. And then that's the moment that their stock also went up. But then it seems like it has just been almost an index for Bitcoin. I mean, I could see MicroStrategy in the next couple of years being at the price of what Ethereum is right now. What do you guys think? Or am I talking to myself? I haven't even checked how many people are watching. I know LMP's here. We got LMP. We got Sen. We got Kalichi. We got some people in here. But I have not even checked. Sometimes I feel like I'm just like, am I talking to myself? Okay. All right. We got people in here. We got some people. Okay. The algorithm sometimes. We're not selling. We're buying more. We're not selling. We're not leaving. Yeah. This is it right here. But look at this. This is how I have felt recently. My take profit strategy is perfect. You're like, ooh, that's smooth, and then it's right off the plate. You're like, oh! Excuse me, guys. I gotta take a bite of my pizza here. If you're not following me on X at DanoCrypto904, please do so. BTFD. We got to get that on a shirt. With the chip on the back, dipping into some dip. That would be good. That needs to happen. Okay.
So it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently
stop this interview if you're going to keep
President
attacking
Trump
my
to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you
I'm
continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
She was like, that's it. You're done. That's so funny. Oh my God. We were waiting to play that. This is what we were talking about, guys. Y'all. It's only a matter of time. You know what I think the biggest psyop is? I think the biggest psyop is for people to make you think that the government and other people are behind Bitcoin so that they can get you to buy it, so then they can just then psyop you again into crypto. And I would say, no, that's a psyop to make you think that, so then you don't buy crypto, so then other people buy it, so you get left behind, and then you end up having to like beg to buy Bitcoin at cheaper prices. No, I did not. Crypto Beehive, I did not long anything yet because I got wrecked on my own long. I didn't set a stop loss. I broke my rule on Bitcoin. I thought we were gonna have a bounce, not that low, and I got and so I am not in any trade. I'm trying to assess. I'm just going to make sure that when I enter in the market, like I am just in the right direction. That's all I gotta say. I gotta make sure I'm just in the right direction because we keep wanting to go too long, and as long as we're too leveraged up. And with the market being very volatile right now and kind of a little unpredictable, I mean, if I were to try and long right now, I think I would be I don't know, I would feel stupid, to be honest. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. If I were to be like longing right now, it would feel real dumb. And I think I just would like for the rest of the week to kind of come in, let the rest of the week kind of kind of it's just Monday, guys. I mean, it's just Monday. I mean, let's let Tuesday, Wednesday come along. Let's get to Freaky Friday. Let's get through the week and kind of see where the price is going, because I mean, I don't know. I really, at this point it could be anyone's game. You know, it could be anyone's game. I mean, look, we wicked down to $58,000 below the previous level. That was the recent low. What was the recent low right here? We had that recent low was at 56. Was at 56. That was, I mean, so we didn't get that low. But that could be the one that we go to, which would then give us another 5% move to the downside. And I mean, I could bet that $45,000 is not off the table to scare the crap out of people, just to make people go, Bitcoin is dead. See, I told you, blah blah blah. And then it's like kind of like all at the same time, we still are in the cards for the end of the year pump. Because that's what Bitcoin can do. If you look at these charts and you look and see like what happens in these areas, I mean, you could go tight in here and look at that drop from, let's see, right here in the green, it was at like 9,000, and then it dropped down to probably drop down a good couple $1,000 just from here. Big pump, and then it traded sideways and probably made people think, yes, it's gonna keep going, and then it dumped right down, back down to this level where people were probably bought in. They didn't sell right here, then they got shaken out right here, and then look how much it ran up from this point, from 9/6/2020, and then you go down the line, and then you get here to 2021, February 2021, and you're like massive up here. But then look at this. Look at how many times it consolidates and pumps up. And this is the third halving. And then we had the double top. So, what do you do? What do we do? Well, my advice is that you zoom out, let the week go through. If you're a trader, let the market breathe a little bit. People are reacting. They're reacting to the news. I think we have to remember there is actually a lot of tensions around in the world right now. There's a lot of tensions around in the world right now. It's starting to build up intensity a little bit. So it's making the markets a little shaky. It's making people sell. Well, we appreciate you, Sen. Thanks for coming in. We will keep it real. Thanks for coming in. All right. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's see. MFRX9 just learnt how to play Uno. It is so much fun. Speaking of Uno, I might bust out the cards, play a game with my wife. Let's go. Uno's fun. We should do I wonder if they have Uno on here as a game option for the Discord, because I would love to do some Uno with you guys. Play a couple games. All right, let's see. Let's look at the overall market. Let's just check out the overall market right now. Let's see how the memes are doing. Let's see what memes are pumping right now. Mogcat, Pork, MAGA. Let's see. Floki, Pepe Coin. We got Brett. Brett had a really nice recovery. Honky had a decent recovery. Yeah, so overall, with Bitcoin kind of pumping up just a little bit, you know, if you're looking at the 45, if you're looking at the 45 chart, you can see where from this wick low, kind of getting a little bit of recovery. I'd say we'd have to clear through this range, clear through this purple box that we drew, and then we could show strength. But the volume's got to be there. If we start getting nasty divergences going down, we don't have the money flow. We don't have the bulls bulling up, then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Because this could be a tricky fake. We go boom and get rejected right off this line, and then just keep going down. And we hit the other level. So we'll see. But all right, guys. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you. If you don't mind, just hit the like button on the way out. Use all the links in the description to directly support the channel. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Just remember, when in doubt, zoom out. DCA is the way. If you want the stress to go away. And yeah, if you're trading, if you're a trader, what is your plan? What's your strategy? Figure out whenever you go and break your rules and your strategy, what happens? Do you lose money? Do you end up just not trading at all? Do you just flop around like a fish? I don't know, but figure it out. Once you figure it out, you'll become a better trader. Not everyone is going to have wins 100% of the time. You're going to have losses. If you are in this game, you have to be built different, and it will build you different. We have the technology. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out. 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and we love every single one of you. God bless you and your families. And we will see you on the next one. Peace out.